Hi, friends. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of You Can Do Yoga. Today is week 1. Welcome. We're going to really focus on basic fundamental poses that I believe the rest of the yoga poses are based on. If you have a blanket, I strongly suggest you go ahead and grab that, a blanket or a pillow, or something that you can sit on. And if you also have a block, that might come in handy in the future. So if you need to just pause this video for a moment, grab what you need, and then meet me on your mat. As you do, the first pose is what's called Sukhasana. Sukhasana just means an easy seat. And we're going to really use the blanket for this. I like sitting on a blanket, right on the edge of the blanket. And what that does is it helps you, first of all, lift the pelvis up, and you tilt your pelvis towards the front. So you have an anterior pelvic tilt. And what that does is it allows the pelvis to be higher than the knee. This is really important so that your back is not rounded. If you notice that when you're sitting cross-legged, your back tends to round, especially make sure that you do use a blanket and sit on top of the blanket, on the edge of the blanket. And then as you find your seat, this is basically asana, seat. You're finding your comfortable seat. You sit tall, the crown of your head reaches up to the sky, the back of your neck is long, shoulders are soft away from the ears. Notice if you have a tendency to lift the shoulders up, can you bring the shoulder blades down your back? And then by just act of doing that, you lift the sternum up towards the sky. Your belly is engaged just a little bit, and you're grounding your sit bones onto your blanket or your mat as the crown of the head reaches up towards the sky. Your hands can rest comfortably on your thighs, and then if you feel comfortable, you can just close your eyes. So this is your first yoga pose, your Sukhasana, your easy seat. As you close your eyes, take your awareness to your breath. Notice your own natural inhalation and natural exhalation. And then without forcing anything or trying to shape your breath, all you're going to do is smooth out the breath. So see if you can just take the edges out. So you're breathing in through the nose, all the way down to the belly, and you're exhaling out the nose. Really nice and smooth breathing. There's no pauses, there's no holds. You're just basically becoming more conscious of your own breath. And then as you do that, begin to notice the mental or your mood in this moment. Notice if there's a thought that is constantly trying to get your attention. And without any judgment whatsoever, just allow whatever thoughts are going through your head, through your mind, just let them go like clouds. You're not hanging on to anything, and you're not rejecting anything. Then as you stay with that, you find yourself centered. You find yourself becoming more present in this moment. And you're not really looking to see what's ahead. You don't really are not caring about what happened in the past. You just become really present in this moment. And all this is done without any judgment whatsoever. Maintain that nice, smooth breath. And then gently begin to open your eyes, and we're going to come into tabletop pose. So tabletop pose means that your knees are directly underneath your hips, and your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. I'm going to put this away so that I can demonstrate for you. So your hands, your joints are all stacked. Your wrists are directly underneath the elbows, directly underneath the shoulders. Your knees are directly underneath the hips. And there is a natural curvature to the spine. So this is not a flat back. You're not pulling the belly in. You're engaging the core, but there's a natural curvature to the lumbar spine. As you inhale, begin to lift the chest up. With your chest lifting up, your tailbone goes up to the sky. And as you exhale, begin to pull the belly in. So really engage the core deeper now. And then let the head drop. So you're tucking the chin as well as tucking the tailbone. And move through this with your own breath. Your inhalation is going to lift the chest up. As you lift the chest up, then you can lift the head up as much as you like to. Let the tailbone go up to the sky. As you exhale, pull the belly in. And as you keep the shoulders away from the ears, you can round the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhaling into cow pose, lifting the chest up, and then the head follows. Exhaling, pulling the belly in, round the tail, round the back, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, and really see if you can even round the lumbar spine. So it's a lot easier to round the upper back. Can you even round the low back? Inhaling, lifting the chest up, let the tailbone go up to the sky. As the head comes up, stretch your entire front side, and exhaling, pull the belly in, round the back, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. So this is called cat-cow, and it's wonderful, and it's very therapeutic for your spine. If you can do this every day, it really helps the health of the spine. One more time. Inhaling, the chest lifts, tailbone lifts, and exhaling, pull the belly in, tuck the chin, and tuck the tailbone. And then for the next one, we're just going to come to a comfortable seat again. And as you come to comfortable seat, I'm going to have you bring your big toes together. Let your knees go wide apart from each other. Then walk your fingertips all the way forward so you come into a wide-legged child's pose, Balasana. So I would strongly suggest that you find a way to rest your head on something. Maybe if this is too much, if the earth is too far, you can put a block under your forehead and just rest your forehead on top of the block. If this is too much compression on your knees, you can always take the blanket and put it right in between the hamstring and the calf. And this allows more space for the knees. And then you can also bring your forehead down onto the block. So see which one of those is best for your body. This is your practice, and it's meant to be for your body. So really make these poses work for your body. We're not holding ourselves accountable to an ideal yoga pose that you may see, in a picture or something. It's really meant to be for your body so that you can actually feel the practice inside your body. You turn the palm up if you like to. That allows you to soften the shoulders away. This child's pose is available to you anytime during your practice. So even as you progress through all the weeks that we have ahead of us, and you become more proficient as a yoga practitioner, this particular pose, this resting pose, is always available. You always have the option to just come into this pose, to just rest for a few moments as you then you can decide what your next pose can be. And then slowly coming out of child's pose, you can put your props to the side, and we're going to come into a standing pose. So this first standing pose is called Tadasana. I'd like you to come to the back of your mat, and as you come to the back of your mat, please stand tall. Now, have your feet be at least hip-width apart, and I want you to imagine that you have 4 corners in the bottom of your feet, and you're really pressing down at the bottom of your feet. So there, if you can imagine, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 corners, and you press all 4 corners down, and do the same thing with the other leg. Press all 4 corners down, and then you pick up all 10 toes off the ground. Spread your toes apart from each other, then go ahead and place them back down. So the toes are spread wide like duck feet. And as you press down your feet, you're really allowing yourself to ground down. Now, begin to straighten and strengthen the quadriceps so the kneecaps are lifted. As you do this, you can engage the glutes just a little bit so that the tailbone goes more towards your heels, right? So the point is not necessarily to press your hips forward. In fact, you don't want to do that. You want to keep the natural curvature of the back, just like we did in cat-cow pose, but really engage the leg muscles so that the tailbone is going straight back behind you. And then with that motion, begin to engage the core a little bit. The minute you engage your core, your belly, then you can lift the sternum up towards the sky a little bit more. And then from there, you soften the shoulders away from the ears. So bringing the hands in front of you, palms are open, facing forward, shoulders are down the back, sternum is lifting up towards the sky. And then notice what's happening with the back of your neck. So the tendency is to crunch the back of the neck. Can you instead draw the chin down just a little bit? You're not bringing the chin all the way to your sternum, but imagine there's like a tennis ball between the chin and your collarbone. So there's plenty of space right here, but the back of the neck stays long. And then from there, imagine there's a string attached to the crown of your head, and that is reaching straight up to the sky. So again, see that the palms are facing the front. You're pressing down from at the bottom of your feet, and from that grounding, you're lifting up. And as you inhale, feel the belly engaged, shoulders are soft, chest is lifted. You can even close your eyes here if you want to. This is called Tadasana or mountain pose. The tendency is either to lean forward or to lean back. Make sure that your weight is equally grounded, equally distributed at the bottom of both feet. And then just breathe. Take your awareness back to your breath, just like you were doing in a seated pose. This Tadasana is one of the most important poses to learn to do correctly in yoga, so that as you progress, you begin to understand what it feels like to stay grounded as you're lifting up. You can, from this place, you can do all variety of balancing poses, even with your handstand. If once you get to that point or anything like that, you find that in order to lift up, you need to really first find your grounding. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Beautiful. And then from here, our next pose is going to be Utkatasana or chair pose. So keeping your feet hip-width apart, toes are pointing straight forward. Remember how you found those 4 corners at the bottom of the feet. Press those down. Allow the toes to be spread wide apart from each other. And then gently begin to bend your knees. As you bend your knees, can you engage the core so that the belly is not, you're not leaking energy out of the belly. Pull the belly in and imagine you have a chair behind you and you're leaning your hips back with your weight shifting back to your heels so that you're going to sit in that imaginary seat. I'm going to turn so you can see me from the side view. So you're not leaning forward this way. I want you to lean back so the hips are going way back behind you now. If you take your gaze to your toes, you should be able to see your toes. So if your knees are way too forward past your toes, go ahead and bring the knees back behind you, just like that. Your arms can stay next to you, or if you like to, you can raise your arms all the way overhead. And if this is too much for your shoulders, you can always take your arms out to the side in V shape, like V for victory. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing as you lift the chest up towards the sky. Keep maintaining the integrity in the belly. Keep leaning back, shifting your hips back more and more. If this is too much for your shoulders, feel free to bend your elbows into cactus form. Perfect. This is your chair pose, Utkatasana. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, and then with your inhalation, begin to come back in your Tadasana mountain pose. So a really good way to practice this pose is against the wall. This way you're really engaging the quadriceps. So find a wall that is solid and then begin to walk your feet forward just a little bit. You can sit against the wall, bend the knees deep, and make sure that the knees and the feet are parallel to each other, so your toes are not turned out, your knees are not turned out. You have your feet and knees parallel to each other, like number 11. And then you stay here. So this is a really good pose, yoga conditioning pose, where you can actually strengthen the quadriceps, your hamstring, your glutes, and learn what it feels like in a regular yoga chair pose. And then you start this maybe with 10 or 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds. And then you can just come out of the pose, shake your legs out, and then move back in. And eventually you find that you get stronger and stronger. Very nice. So let's come back down on our mat. And as you come back down on your mat, go ahead and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Bend your knees deep. Sit tall. Good. So remember, you always have the option of sitting on your blanket. As you fold your blanket, you can sit on the edge of your blanket. Once again, coming into your Sukhasana, your very first pose. And as you sit tall, soften the shoulders away. Let the crown of the head reach up towards the sky. Your palms can be up or down. It doesn't matter, whatever is most comfortable for you. But really, the most important thing is to have a curvature in the back of your neck as well as your lumbar spine, and then the crown of your head reaching up towards the sky. And close your eyes for a moment. Just feel all those simple poses that we did today. And take your awareness back to your breath. Taking a nice deep inhalation, feel the belly expand. And as you exhale, feel your hips softening, your sitting bones grounding a little bit deeper. And inhale through the nose. Feel the belly expand, and exhale. Feel the hips softening towards the earth, grounding down. One more time, please. Inhaling, feeling the belly expand, and exhale, feel your hips grounding down. And then before we do our final pose, Shavasana, which is one of my all-time favorite poses, we're going to experiment with this breath called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. For this breath, you want to extend the right palm up, and then you're going to simply fold the index finger and the middle finger in, and your right thumb is going to go to the right nostril, and your ring finger is going to go to the left nostril. So you can either do this, or you can bring your index finger and the middle finger to your forehead as your right thumb goes to the right nostril and the ring goes to your left. So choose either one of those. And then you're simply going to plug both nostrils, and then slowly, just partially, open the left nostril, inhale through the left nostril, and then close the left nostril and exhale through a partially open right nostril. Then you're going to inhale through the right nostril, close the right nostril, and exhale through the left nostril. So that's one round. And we're going to do this for multiple rounds, but I want you to really focus on nice deep inhalation. So maybe you can inhale for 4 counts and exhale for 4 counts. However number you're inhaling, exhale out for the same length of time. So let's go ahead and practice together. Inhaling through the left nostril, 2, 3, 4. Close the left nostril, exhale out through the right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Close the right, exhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. We'll continue on with your own breath. Inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. Continuing on. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Close the right, open the left, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. Close the left, open the right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Close the right, open left, 2, 3, 4. Let's do this 4 more times, please. Inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. 3 more rounds. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale out the right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale through the right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. Exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Last round, please. Inhale left, 2, 3, 4. Exhale right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale right, 2, 3, 4. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Release your hands all the way down. Breathe normally, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And then just as you sit here, just notice the difference. Maybe you feel a slight shift in your mood. And as you're ready, we're going to come all the way down on your back to your final pose, Shavasana. So for your Shavasana, I suggest that you take your blanket and you can roll the blanket and put that rolled up blanket underneath your knees. This feels really good to lie down just like this. You can lie all the way down on your back. And as you lie down, allow the shoulder blades to come down your back so that the shoulders are released from the ears. Let the palms be open towards the sky. Let the back of the scalp rest on the floor, right? Really feel your scalp resting. So you're not holding your head up in any way. And then from your head, from your toes, just kind of scan your body. Feel your heels sinking onto the earth. Feel the back of your knees resting on the rolled up blanket. Feel your hips softening, releasing. Feel the back of your hands resting on the floor. Feel the back of your shoulders resting. And really feel yourself being supported by the earth, all the way from your heels to your head. And as you close your eyes, let your breath be completely natural. You no longer need to control your breath. You no longer need to shape your breath. Allow yourself to be completely relaxed. Let yourself go completely. Let the eyes sink into the socket. Let the tongue be heavy. Let your throat be soft and smooth. Let your heart be open, palms up, ready to receive the goodness from the universe. Let your belly be soft. And let yourself feel completely surrounded by love, equanimity, compassion, kindness. Feel as if you're floating in an ocean of love. And be open to receiving this love from everywhere around you. And rest in this knowingness that you are love. That this love is actually emanating from inside of you. I suggest that you stay here for 4, 5, 6 minutes long as you like to, but really allow yourself to just completely fall into rest. And after every practice, give yourself the opportunity, give your body the opportunity for the practice to be integrated inside of you. And then as you're ready, gently begin to deepen your breath. Again, there's no rush. If you want to stay here for another 10, 15, 20 minutes even, feel free to do so. If you're ready to move on with the rest of your day, begin to wiggle your toes. Feel this pulsation in the palms of your hands. And then, just like you did earlier with your breathing, inhale through both nostrils and exhale out through the left nostril. This time you're just doing it virtually. Inhale through both nostrils and exhale out through the right nostril. And notice which nostril you're breathing out of a little bit easier. As you draw your knees to your chest one at a time, roll over to that side and just pause for a moment. Feeling this short practice, feeling the positive effects of this short practice. With a strength in your top arm, press yourself to a comfortable seat. Again, coming into your Sukhasana, sit on the edge of your blanket. And as you sit tall, once again, find your comfortable seat. Bring your left hand to your heart center, your right hand on top of your left. And then lift your heart up, lifting your heart up and allowing yourself to feel the love and compassion that you just gave yourself by creating the time and space for self-care. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.